How y'all doing, family and friends? How are you doing, children of God? Listen, today I want to talk about the spirit of rejection, okay? And how it can turn into a demonic oppression. It really can. Listen, demons are real, okay? And some of us, some appointed people as well, have been able to see what demonic oppression really looks like, is able to see demons. Demons reside in a demonic realm, okay? And demons are real, or else, why else would this be something that is most definitely mentioned in the Bible? But not only that, when we see things that happen that we cannot explain, that are of a horrific and evil nature, that is more than likely connected to a demonic oppression or a demonic possession. And awareness is key, because even the best of us can, be affected by a demonic oppression. And sometimes this thing starts in our childhood and then rears its ugly head into our adulthood. And that's how it becomes an oppression. Like it was already sent. This oppression was sent. This demonic oppression was sent into your direction because it knew you had a purpose. It knew that, you were connected to the energy of God, a source, the divine. And it was ready to stop you from progressing. It was ready to keep you from gaining what you're supposed to gain. It was ready to keep you from your inheritance, ready to keep you oppressed financially, ready to keep you oppressed with your confidence. Yes, this spirit of rejection can turn into a demon within your spiritual sphere, within your spiritual realm. And sometimes you won't even know it's there, oppressing you. And one of the best ways to combat that spirit of rejection, that demonic oppression of rejection, is to begin to take hold of the energy of God, Jesus, the Bible. And let me tell you, God will start revealing things to you that you had no idea existed. It says in his word that he will begin to, let me get the scripture real quick. Because it says in his word that he will begin to show you things that you had no idea even existed. Let me get the scripture real quick because I have it written down. Here it is. Jeremiah 33:3. Call to me and I will answer you and will tell you great and hidden things that you have not known. So there are a lot of things in our lives that are hidden, and we will never know the answer until we connect to that energy of source, until we connect to that energy of the divine on a daily basis. And then that spirit, God, will begin to show you what's hidden in your life. Let me tell you some ways how you know you're being oppressed by the energy and the demonic energy of rejection. If you try to start things and then for some strange reason, it's like you can never finish it, no matter how hard you try. No matter how hard you try, you at first you'll have the energy, the goal to go for it. And then it's like something out of nowhere will stop you in your tracks. So if you're someone who has a tendency to start a lot of things but be unable to finish them, you might have a demonic oppression of rejection. If you are someone who has talents, gifts, skills, But you're afraid to put those things out there. And yet there are certain people around you that are close to you that are always telling you, oh my goodness, you're so great at this. Oh my goodness, you do this so well. Like, I can't believe you have all these gifts and yet you can't even see it yourself. It's so blocked. It's so blocked. No matter how much someone tells you how great you are, no matter how much someone says, oh, you got it going on. You got the skills. You got it. That demonic oppression of rejection, it blinds you. You can't even see your own worth at all. At all. And if you know that you struggle with self-esteem issues, and you know and you feel that there are greater things that you want to do in your life and want to be in your life, but there's always something that happens that's blocking you. Even external situations that come in that you feel like you have no control over, that suddenly come in and stop your progress. Because sometimes it's not even you. Sometimes it's things that demonic oppression brings in. It attracts that energy in to put a stop to your progress. It doesn't want you to see your worth. That energy doesn't want you to know that you're worthy, that you are really loved, that you matter. And it's like no matter what you do, it's something in your head that's trying to tell you that you're not worthy, that you're not loved, that something is wrong with you. That is the spirit, the demonic oppression of rejection. It becomes a stronghold in your spiritual spirit. You don't even know it's there because it's been sitting there for so long. It usually starts in childhood. A lot of times it comes from being affected or a victim of bullying. It can also come from being in a household where not a lot of loving affirmations and words were used. If you grew up in a household where you heard you're stupid, you don't matter, and or you grew up in a household where children weren't allowed to voice an opinion and different things like that, or you grew up in a household where there was a lot of verbal abuse, or like I said, you were bullied, usually these things will harbor a demonic oppression behind it that will cause you into your adulthood to become severely stifled. And sometimes you won't even know why it's happening, why these things keep blocking in my life. Every time I try to progress, every time I try to put myself out there, there's something blocking it. There's something stopping it. That is a form of demonic oppression, and it is the spirit of rejection. So once you know better, you can do better. You have to start reprogramming your mind. Reprogramming, and as you do that, it slowly destroys that demon. It can no longer exist in an atmosphere where there's loving words, where there's kind affirmations. It's one of the best keys to overcoming the spirit of rejection is self-love every single day. And how you reprogram your mind is that you have to actually tell yourself everything that you needed to hear when you were young. And anything that you heard a lot of growing up that was negative, you have to reverse it with the opposite of those words. If you heard all the time that you were stupid, then you have to look yourself in the mirror and you have to say, I am super intelligent. I am so smart. Tell yourself that a lot. This is how you begin to reprogram your mind. If you heard growing up all the time that, get out of my way. Every time you try to say something to an adult or something, and just push you to the side like you don't matter. Then you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I matter. I am someone. I mean something to somebody. I'm here for a reason. If you heard all the time that you were fat, that you were ugly, you reverse that by looking in the mirror and say, I love myself. I'm gorgeous. Look at me. I love you. Yeah, you got to literally tell yourself, I love you. Because some of us didn't hear it enough growing up at all. And then that demon in that spiritual realm is angry. But you keep fighting. You keep fighting it until it suddenly disappears. And that demonic oppression of rejection will lift. off your body, off your mind, off your surroundings. It says in his word, and let me get the scripture because it's one of my favorites. Because it's an important thing to understand. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Yes. Some of these things we have to battle, you can only battle spiritually. And you do that by making sure that you're doing things in your reality that can combat those demonic oppressions, those demonic spirits that come into our lives that sometimes we don't even know exist. But God will make it known to you. Even by listening to a video like this, God will make it known to you. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that spirit and hope that it helps someone to begin to work on that energy so they can break that yoke in their life. Because an oppression will block you. It will stop you. But you have to be able to name it. That's one of the first things. That's one of the first ways you break free from an oppression is to be able to name it. This is what this is. And then once you do that, you can begin to work on breaking that chokehold, breaking that chain over your life. And you got to stay consistent with it. And you got to stay in the word. And you got to stay in the energy of God. And it does not require perfection. That's something that I always like to say. Being a child of God does not require perfection because we are all on different levels of understandings in our walk and our journey with the Lord. And if we were already perfect, we wouldn't be here on this earth realm. So we just got to walk it and keep walking. And keep believing and asking for forgiveness each and every day for sins we know and sins we don't know. So let's heal, y'all, like I said, one person at a time. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, share this video because there may be someone who needs to hear this message.